Okay, well, hello there, everyone. This is the Shure SM11 microphone. This is the fucking best microphone in the world. And yes, it's on standard mode, which is not line mode, which means the preamp on the camera is gonna add a compressor, which is not nearly as good as adding it in Audacity. And even still, this microphone is so fucking good. And it really shows that you can have the best microphone and the worst compressor, and it'll sound better than just trying to do everything in post-edit. If you have like a tram, like this microphone that they used on the Harry Potter movies is a tram, and that's like $150. That was the one I was gonna get. And it's really thin. The reason they use that in a lot of movies. I don't know if they use it anymore, but I know they used it in the Harry Potter movies because it's really thin. And that would have been $150 used on fucking eBay. And it wouldn't have sounded as good as this. Not even close. Not even close. So I'm water fasting today. I might have a date coming up, which is pretty nerve-wracking. I was actually not looking forward to it in a certain way. If that person is listening, it's not like I was just wanting to say, oh, I just don't like you. It was more just like, you're gonna see that I'm an incel faggot. And I'm sorry for being rude. You know, if there's gay people watching, I don't have any negative feelings about you. I'm just trying to make the point. But then I thought, you know what? Why don't you just drink some water and get sober? Like, isn't that like a really helpful thing to do? And I was like, yeah. And because I've been almost throwing up all the time, and every morning I'm gagging. And then ChatGPT says, well, you have hypoglycemia. And I say, well, why then, if I do a water fast, I don't feel like throwing up? And it said, because then you're stabilizing your blood sugar or something like that. Everything's getting stabilized. So I have water that I'm bringing. I drank like 4 cups of water today. I'm actually water fasting. I actually should be water fasting today. I'm actually breaking the rules right now and being bad Bobby and using not my victim card. I'm not saying, oh, I'm a victim, so I get to eat greasy food. I'm saying I'm having a celebration because it's a good day. I realized some stuff today. And there's this TI, I don't even want to say his name, okay? And he's so hot. Oh my God, if I was gay, I'd be gay for this guy. And not only that, I'm entranced by him. And there are 2 guys in my life who I've ever met, and I only met one in person, and this guy is online, who I was actually entranced. I was literally hypnotized by how hot they were. And this guy, he doesn't really get me, and he can't really entrance me anymore because I don't really think he's spiritual, and I actually think he's a gangstalker. I actually think he's a gangstalker who's mimicking me and making videos that whenever he makes a live stream video, that he's actually mimicking me. And I'm really flattered. I'm thinking, well, you're just as hot as this girl who I'm gonna have a date with, and you're trying to say that you're me and you're so hot. Like, that's amazing. Like, if this guy is supposed to be the one who, you know, is sent for me, I feel flattered. And I kept looking. He has the look of Jesse from The Neighborhood. Have you ever seen the music video where Jesse's blowing bubbles into the camera with red lighting? And you're just hypnotized. You're just like, I could just look at this all day. I thought this was fucking stupid, but after watching this for 20 seconds, I can't look away. And, you know, it's like one of those kind of guys. And a lot of the things TI's right. It's like, you know, the TI community sucks. You know, I'm happy to ditch that. Fuck that community. It's a lot of just bitching and complaining, really. And bitching even and complaining even at other TIs, which I don't really know if that's true, because this person, for example, who I think is mimicking me, is also saying, you know, TIs really ought to do this and that, and if a TI doesn't do this and that, then that TI is part of the problem. And everyone is like, oh yeah, oh my God, that's so true. And I'm just like, I think this is all a big psyop, you know, I don't believe any of this. And even if it's not a psyop, I don't even want part in that. Like, you know, browbeating people and all that. Okay, I don't think that's even cool. So I have my Chloe gangstalker dog over there. I have my bag. I have enough water, I hope, that I've stabilized my blood pressure and I'm not going to pass out. And shut that fucking dog up. Oh my God. You know, if you can't control your dog, you're an asshole. If you can't control your baby, you aren't a fit parent. If you go into a restaurant and your baby is crying, you are insane. And your baby is asking for help. I mean, I could be a trainer for seeing eye dogs. And frankly, now that I love gang stalkers again, I'm gonna go right ahead and say it. That most of the people I'm talking to are gang stalkers. And even a step further, the TIs who I'm talking to, I'm actually talking to out of pity almost. I'm actually saying, you're not even part of the cool club, and it sucks to be you, and I don't even really want to talk to you because you're just complaining all the time. And you don't even seem like a real person to me anymore. You seem like a victim, which you are, but that's not my fault. I'm not just gonna sit around here crying with you. Like, I'll bear your cross for an hour, but oh man, I don't want to throw up. But there's this one gang stalker who, I forget why I was thinking of her a minute ago, but I wanted to go back. She used to go to this support group that I went to, and I was in love with her. She's not my type. She has no hips. You know, it would be horrifying if she ever got pregnant. You'd think, oh God. The type of person who you could bring to a family event as your girlfriend and not feel embarrassed. And one of the most empathic people, oh, look at that, we're getting some rice. One of the most empathic people and really smart. I looked at her face and I saw her face as like, I was mesmerized. And maybe it was her beauty, I don't know. She has a nice face. So these things are super expensive, but we have to get them. And we have to, oh my God, they have breakfast sausage. Oh my fucking God. Okay, yeah, we are getting that. And we are getting fucking sausage egg McMuffins. And, well, I miss her, you know? $10 for eggs. Yeah, okay. You think eggs are expensive for you? Imagine for someone like me who actually has morals, who doesn't even have blood money. You think life is hard for you? We need some chippies. No, I should get pop. I'm gonna regret it if I don't. And I think I got everything I need now. 2 for $5. What is this, Walmart or Zayre's? But what was I talking about again? Something about talking to gang stalkers. I can't remember. But it's nice to not hate everyone and be a constant victim. Well, I feel popular as a TI. I feel like people like me.
Attention all parents and caregivers. Baby days are on now at Walmart. Celebrate your little ones with low prices on all the baby's essentials. Like Parents' Choice puree pouches for $1. Or Rascal premium diapers, 68 pounds, for $19.88.
I think if you want to not have a gang stalker try to walk in your way, once you see that they see you from like 30 feet away, if you just do a certain micro movement, gesturing which way you're gonna go, then they already start their path. So you can get the avoidance of the bumping into each other by just the slightest deke out. Like you become a soccer player, like Ronaldo or whatever. It always confuses me when the lights are red. It's normally supposed to be they're green when you're supposed to go, but then when they're red, it means that you're supposed to go when it's just not on. And I feel like fucking fainting. I need to drink water right away. Let's see, does this work? Hopefully. Okay. This is going to be so expensive. This will be $50. These chicken things taste like KFC. I tried to steal from KFC, and she said, "Oh, I'm the manager." You know, if she's listening, she'll say, "You didn't try to steal from me," but I did. I said, I tried to say the total was the wrong thing, like I misheard her what it was. And later on, I think she subtly knew, and she told me she's the manager. And I wanted to tell her that when you serve me a combo and you don't tell me that you don't have any ice, and then as a makeup for it, you give me a can of pop instead of a bottle, as if that's okay. That's not okay, you stupid. That's not okay, okay? And the fact that you had no ice more than once is also not okay. And the fact that you then bragged that you're the manager, that you had no ice, you're like, "Oh, yeah, we don't like ice here." I'm pretty upset that you tried to rip me off for $1, because I ripped you off for like probably $1.50. That is, well, you know, they do have vegan stuff, and that makes up for it. But these chickens are as good as the fucking KFC. As expensive too. And you know, I've had all my girlfriends have been gang stalkers, and I would have had a baby with my last one, but she's just, she was great enough, you know. I took her to family party. I said, "That's right. That's right. Look at this. Look at this fucking thing. Look at," my friend came over from the States and I took her clothes off. I said, "Look at this." And then afterwards, when she'd go to these model shoots and I'd be like, "You fucking whore, fuck you," she'd be like, you took my clothes off for your friend and you're calling me a whore." And, well, man, God help the guy who she's with. My God. I was thinking, like, to have a baby with someone, oh, you're so in trouble. You're in big trouble. I don't want to get negative over here, okay? This is a celebration day. So, oh my God, I forgot the fucking Egg McMuffins. Damn, okay. Huh. I do feel like passing out. Maybe we have Egg McMuffins at home. But this is not good. I shouldn't just not get them. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to walk back in the store with a camera going back in 2 times. But I do want those Egg McMuffins. Yeah, I think I need them. I mean, I don't want to do this, okay? I'm really not enjoying this. But, I'll just tell you what's going on tonight for me. I realized that Lindsay would want me to cry, but not to suffer, if that's what I needed. And I never knew how much powerful I had when I was bullying her, which I only bullied her once. And I never considered that would be the thing that made her kill herself. And I knew it at the time that had happened, but I was so in shock. I said, yeah, I did that, and you guys all wanted me to do it, and I was the one who did it for you. And I said, that's right, I'm proud almost. I said to the other person who I thought was most responsible, I said, I didn't think you liked her. And that was a way of saying, did you know that it was my comment to her that made her do it? But I was so in shock. I was so saying, this is just pretend. This power that I have is just pretend. It's not really that I'm enlightened. And that's why you have to do training before you become enlightened. That's why they say you have to become a positive person. Because if you become spiritual, you're not the same as other people. Other people can tell you to kill yourself or whatever, and it doesn't matter. But if someone who you actually trust, who actually can see into your soul, if they tell you to kill yourself, you might do it. And so I was crying tonight. I said, I'm not being inaccurate to say she killed herself because of what I said to her. And I cried a bit, it was weird. Well, it wasn't weird, but I felt some things in my head, some kind of ringing noise, and I'm not saying I believe in a dew weapon hitting me right at that moment. I was just having an emotional time. I think if dew weapons didn't exist, that same thing could have happened. And so basically, I was upset. And then I thought, well, I know Lindsay's heart. I know she would not say, hey, I want you to just kill yourself too, and fuck you. I know she would not say that. And I thought, I bet she'd just say, just cry. You're sad, you're carrying that weight, well, just cry. And that's what you want. That's what you want to do. You want to cry. And so I cried, and then I thought, I feel better. And then I thought, I feel like I have friends in a support group right now, kind of like how I had back at that group. But that one really hot girl who I told you about, I think she was kind of a bully too. I think she used her sexual power over me. But I think she was actually pretty cruel. And I think she's one of those people who also did not know her power. And what the fuck? This is really not to my liking. I am really not happy with this. Okay. So anyways, I thought I'll bet Lindsay would want to have a celebration. So get some junk food and get some now I could get vegan cheese, but vegan cheese sucks. So vegan cheese is actually not needed. Well, maybe this woman can help me. Okay, maybe not. Hello. Yeah, I'm not getting vegan cheese, so I don't think it's a thing. It's really, you couldn't make a sausage egg McMuffin with bread. You need the you know. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
Just $1.97.
Sorry, what?
$1.97.
Oh, right. Okay, I have debit card.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
You too. So you may have heard that I think there are some perfect 10 stinkers, and he's one of them. And you know what? I don't even know if this is mine. There's even perhaps some more beautiful Egyptians, because I think the stinkers were the first culture in the world, and after the last global war. But before then, I think it was the Egyptians. And I think they would have been on some even more beautiful level, because the cooked food has been devolving us for 30,000 years. And everyone's been getting uglier since then. But before then was the Egyptians. And have you seen a cliff on the moon? Have you seen that? I'm not sure if it was the moon even, but some planet. They're like, oh look, it's a cliff. And it makes me wonder if it's a signature. I wonder if the pyramids are a signature, a religious signature, to say that we've evolved so high. Which is kind of indirect, to say, you're really good at science, therefore you're spiritual. You'd say, well, look at Einstein. He's so spiritual. He made a nuke. Look at Richard Feynman. These are not spiritual people. But are they really even scientific? I mean, is it really that scientific? If you're a regular toothpaste head, and I'm not saying I'm smart like them, but if you're a regular toothpaste head, you might be impressed that someone could build a nuke. And you might not think it's more impressive that someone like Nikola Tesla was alive, or someone who could build the pyramids. Maybe compared to the rail geniuses, people like Einstein are not even smart at all. And the people who build the pyramids are showing that when you're really spiritual, you can do things that no one will even have any clue how you did them. And that's proof that God exists. And so that's why they do it. The stinkers made Sanskrit to make everyone know God exists. And the Egyptians made the pyramids. I spent $50 fucking. Oh my God. But I think Lindsay was a TI. No, I don't hate gang stalkers. I hate people. Well, I like people too. And you think, okay, I'm hanging out with my friend and they're gang stalking me and it's not fair and fuck them. They have to do that. Like, you don't really need to feel like the oppressor is getting off on it. you might want to trade positions with them just to take some weight off and say, it's, you know what, I'll torture you for a bit because it sucks and I get it. Like, I want to bear your cross too. And I'm playing Doom Eternal. It's awesome. The best games are Doom Eternal, and I want to get the new Doom game, but I have to get new Xbox for that, and I'm not doing that. But Doom is probably one of my favorite games, but if not my favorite, Sekiro. And I'm about ready to play that. You have to be a certain level of sober, okay? You can't be... If you are drunk, if you could play Sekiro drunk, I'd be surprised. Probably some people can, but not me. And I have to get this magic spell, this purple confetti, to fight this fucking ghost asshole. And I was like, okay, I did not buy Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not doing spells. I'm a fucking shinobi warrior. And so I'm done. But really, what actually turned me off of that game was that when I was fighting that headless ape, I actually cheated to beat him. I just kept running away, and then when he would do his dive bomb, I would just run up, hit him, and run away. And it took me like forever. And I knew that I had lost my dignity about that. And that's why I stopped playing. And then I talked to people on Reddit about it. I said, what do I do? Help me. And they said, you can just replay him in the memories. And I was like, oh, that's right. But you know what? If I have to go replay him, do you know how hard he is? And there are some people, I'd almost bet if I beat Sekiro, I'll probably beat the final boss on the fucking first time. And if you do that, that's something, okay? That's not something anyone can do. So don't think I'm just saying things lightly here. But this guardian ape doesn't have a fucking consistent pattern. It's like, not many people say this, but some people say this guardian ape is the most unfair boss. And you learn all the rules, you do everything right, and the guardian ape just breaks all of them. So you'd think, okay, fine, that's fine. No, that's fine, I can do it too. I can do it too, you fuck. But then you become a guardian ape yourself. And that's the whole point. Sekiro is a masterful game. You have challenges on the spiritual realm. You have the ability to transcend or to become lowered by that guardian ape. What will you choose? And apparently there's 2 guardian apes you have to fight at once later on in the game, which I can't even imagine that.